You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 5 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Terry Brewer, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
A national morning show host made a stop in Tuscaloosa. We'll have the details on that. And what makes homecoming so special for Bama fans? We'll find out. We're glad you're with us tonight. I am Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. We are live at the University of Alabama campus. It is homecoming 2011. Really exciting out here. You know, this weekend is going to be packed with football. Fans are preparing for tomorrow's big game.
They sure are. We have a lot of information you need to know about before you get involved with all those festivities. But first, we have a story about Bama fans.
Yeah, imagine that. A surprise. A story about Bama fans in Tuscaloosa on the day before homecoming at the University of Alabama. You know, Bama fans are getting ready for a weekend of football. Now, the quad is a hot spot right now. Crews are out there setting up for the big bonfire and pep rally tonight. That's going to be coming up tonight. You know, that's a tradition at the University of Alabama. And of course, with homecoming, things are a little bit different sometimes with road closures, logistics. Gina Johnson with UA Gameday operations has some tips for fans making their way out to the university campus tonight.
I would suggest for people to park in the Ferguson Center area or the Tindhur area. Either of those areas are very close to the quad, very easy walking distance. Plus, of course, Ferguson Center has nice food venues, so if they want to catch a snack before the bonfire and pep rally, that would be a good spot to be.
Now, there are a number of different ways to get game day information. You can get up-to-the-minute traffic, parking, and weather information at the UA Game Day Facebook page. You can also follow UA Game Day on Twitter, and for your smartphones, there's a UA Game Day mobile website to get information right at your fingertips. For more on game day changes, just go to WVUATV.com, click numbers and links, and then look under the sports section. Now, speaking of football, fans are already pouring into Tuscaloosa. One of the things, of course, they come in their cars, their trucks, but they also come in their RVs.
They sure do. I think I've spotted several out here on University Boulevard, just people all lined up. But yeah, the RV fans, they start coming in sometimes in the middle of the week, all getting geared up for a big weekend of Bama homecoming events. Some fans may not believe this is one of the Tide's biggest games, but there are some fans who are loyal to the Tide and say there's no place they'd rather be.
And I've been going to Alabama football games since I was about 10 years old, and it's just special. And that's the reason we're here, for the football game.
And don't forget to join us this Saturday for Crimson Tide Kickoff, presented by Alpha Insurance. Gary Harris and John Huddleston will have previews of all the big SEC games, also live interviews, special reports. And this week, don't miss former Alabama All-American Jeremiah Castile, the former UA golfer and current pro golfer, talking about Tee Up for Tuscaloosa, for spelled F-O-R-E. Also, the voice of the Vanderbilt Commodores, Joe Fisher. Crimson Tide Kickoff, 8 a.m. tomorrow, right here on Alabama's home team station. Alabama's home team, also your source for all things high school football. Gary Harris and John Huddleston will bring you all the highlights from the big games this evening. That's immediately following our 10 p.m. news, 10:35 Football Friday.
Well, you know, with all these things we're talking about, Football Friday, Crimson Tide Kickoff in the morning, the bonfire, the pep rally, the Alabama game, list goes on and on. What you need is some good weather for that. Right now, we're enjoying some great weather out here.
Perfect.
Perfect. Could not be better. Feels like fall, a little warm, but not bad at all. Richard Scott, our chief meteorologist, will let us know what we can expect for this evening and the rest of the weekend. Hey, Richard, happy homecoming.
Yeah, happy homecoming, guys. Lynn and Terry looking great out there. Temperature's going to be, again, warm this evening. Sunny skies looking northwest from our Tuscaloosa Tower camera. And, yeah, not any clouds. Talk about no rain, which is certainly some good news. And I know a lot of folks are going to be outdoors tonight and near the day tomorrow for Saturday. 81 degrees Tuscaloosa. Yes, Terry was talking about a little warm out there, but not too bad with that east breeze at around 6 miles per hour. Here's the Friday night football forecast. 7 o'clock, 74. 67 by 10 tonight. It gets a little cool. Not too bad. If you're cold nature, maybe a little long sleeve, 10 o'clock tonight. And that weekend forecast, a Saturday, Sunday, low 80s. Great out there for the weekend. Again, homecoming on Saturday here in Tuscaloosa, 82, and that's going to be it. Low humidity for the game, by the way. We're going to talk about the game day forecast in our main weather segment. Terry, Lynn, back to you guys out there.
All right, thank you, Richard. Yeah, good forecast for the weekend. That'll be great for us in the morning. WVUA glad to bring you a really special part of the homecoming festivities at UA that's really become a tradition for us. Make plans to watch the University of Alabama Homecoming Parade live for the third year in a row. A very special guest will join us for that. First Lady of Alabama football, Terry Saban, Mrs. Saban, will join Lynn Brooks, who's right here. I know she's excited about it.
It's going to be fun. We always have such a good time.
Such a good time. To co-host, Mrs. Saban will be co-hosting that live broadcast that starts 11:30 a.m. Saturday. And also, be sure to look for the Ask Terry segment, which I will be out here doing the Ask Terry segment tomorrow.
I like that. It's Terry gets to ask Terry.
Exactly.
Terry with an I gets to ask Terry with a Y.
Love it. So if you've got a question for Mrs. Saban, that's the time to get it answered. That's Saturday right here on WVUA. And of course, aside from the homecoming parade, UA campus is packed with big events this weekend. One of the places, the Bryant Museum, that's going to be open tomorrow, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. While you're there, you can meet Delbert Reed, author of When Winning Was Everything. He'll be signing copies of his book from 1 until 4 p.m. And then from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m., Keith Donovan will sign copies of his book, America's Quarterback, Bart Starr. So then on the southeast side of the quad, there will be an autograph tent. Then at around 3:45, the Walk of Champions in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium. Gates to the stadium open at 4 o'clock. The Elephant Stomp will fill the quad on the steps of Gorgas Library starting at 5 o'clock. And then, of course, Bama's game against Vanderbilt, the big main event, starts at 6 o'clock. With all of the homecoming events happening on Saturday, a quick reminder about road closures. You can visit our website and click numbers and links for a link to the UA Game Day website to find out which roads will affect your game day travels. You know, Tuscaloosa has been in the national spotlight a lot this year with football and, of course, the storm recovery. Tuscaloosa was in the national spotlight again this morning, but, you know, for a good reason.
Yes, and I should mention they were actually using one of our chairs.
Oh, got to get that in there.
For their show. MSNBC's Joe Scarborough hosting this morning, Morning Joe, live from Tuscaloosa's Rama Jamas. If you're not familiar with that show, Morning Joe is a political opinion show. This week, the show made a special trip here to Tuscaloosa. Scarborough represented the state of Florida in Congress 1994 till 2001. He graduated from here at the University of Alabama in 1985, so it's his homecoming too. Scarborough told us it's always great to be back here at the Capstone.
I mean, this is home. It feels like home, and my son Joey's here, and we have a lot of people in our office that are Alabama people as well. So it's always great to come home.
And Rama Jama stayed open while the show was shooting to give the people there an experience to actually experience the show. So I'm sure they had a bright and early morning and a good breakfast.
That's right. Oh, man. You can't beat it over there at Rama Jamas.
Yeah,
and you also cannot beat the atmosphere out here. I mean, it really feels like we've got this nice breeze.
Got a breeze, a little wind going here.
It's like we turned on the wind machine all of a sudden. So we're just blowing around out here doing the news at 5 today.
Yeah, perfect time, you know, for a break.
It is. That's right.
Yeah.
We've got lots more news coming up for you here on WVUA News at 5. Stick around. We've got Home Team Sports later on with Gary Harris. He's going to break down the Tide for you. Stick around.